this week was so long since I saw you.
Yeah, I know. It's been quite a busy week.
It has been a crazy week. A crazy good week. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Sounds like you're feeling a little bit happy. Can you tell me what's giving this good feeling?
I don't know. I just woke up this morning like that. You know, some days I wake up very happy. I can't explain it, but I actually went to this group.
Oh, you did?
I did. We had a meeting last Wednesday, I think it was. It was quite confusing to me because I saw a lot of people who deal with grief. It was a wide variety of reactions of how other people take
the loss of a loved one.
Yeah, exactly. And some people were very sad, and some people were kind of accepting it, and some people were kind of going back and forth between being sad and being happy. And that's where I found myself kind of relating that, you know, as a religious person, you know, you have certain not rules, I wouldn't call it rules, but quite some norms that you should follow, and sometimes it doesn't work with your everyday reality. But it was quite an experience to see. I mean, I know a lot of people lose loved ones, but you know it theoretically that you're not the only one in the world, obviously. But it was quite a different situation where it's in your face, you see it, you hear it.
You're confronted with it.
Exactly, and I think my work with you and going there kind of helps me to go back to I want to say to back on track, back to I'm missing the word. It's take off the extreme.
Right. Kind of normalizing.
Kind of normalizing the experience, yeah. Even though the loss and the sadness will always stay there. It's just, I hope one day I'll be able to kind of put it in a balanced way. Right. Because
you did mention you spoke a lot about your religion and how important it was. And the Jewish religion. Can you refresh your memory on like their views on death and
so in my religion, the Jewish religion, we believe that the decision of when you come to the world and when it's your time to go, it's God's decision. And therefore suicide is it's a taboo because it's not up to you to decide when you go. And a part of it is accepting it and understanding that that's our life here, and that's the nature of things, and people will die whenever God will decide they finish their mission, so to say, in this world. And by doubting it, you're doubting God, you're doubting your religion. And therefore God gives you, in the Jewish religion, when you lose a person from immediate connection, like immediate relation, meaning your
very close family.
Very close family. So a husband, children, parents, you sit for 7 days and you mourn for them. So you rip your shirt and you sit on the floor, and I'm not sure, I do not remember things, I mean, and people come to your house to condole to you and you know,
take care of you a little bit.
Yeah, and kind of show the careness to you. And after these 7 days, you go up to the cemetery and you go to the grave. And after 30 days, you actually put you cover the grave with stone or something. During the 30 days, it's just covered with mud. Not mud,
dirt?
Yeah, dirt, I would say.
Okay.
And after these 30 days, you have up to a year to mourn for your loss.
So it kind of gives you like a time frame.
Yes, it gives you a time frame that you have a place to be sad, but sad up to a point that you do not doubt.
Right, because it was God's will, like you said.
Exactly, it would be God's will. And when you doubt, you doubt God. And after these 30 days, I mean, in these 30 days, you will see a variety of reactions. Some people would not go to parties. Some people would not listen to music. And others would just not, would go to the grave once a month and stuff like that. But it's not, in the religion eyes, it's not okay to sit all day and cry and be sad to the point that you're thinking about suicide, because then again, you doubt God.
It sounds to me like you just described your own behavior. You said you cry all the time, and does that demonstrate to you, what your religion says about what you're supposed to do when you're grieving the loss of a loved one? Can you see the difference between?
My God, I've never thought about it like that. I never doubt God, but it's exactly what I did. I feel like you're so right. I was going in, my own storm, and I wasn't able to see anything beyond my loss.
If it's God's will, it's something you would accept, right?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, after all, in my religion, they say my husband died. He just never woke up in the morning. It was like we think it was a heart attack. We're not quite sure, but he went to sleep and never woke up. And in my religion, it's that belief that when you die like that, you are very pure. You're a very good person. God didn't put you through suffer. And I guess my husband finished his mission. It should be a good thing, I guess, right? I believe in my religion, and I do, and I believe in God. Yeah, wow, it's so weird. I've never thought about it like that. It's kind of bad, I guess.
No, I think it's very normal, and since religion is so important to you, it makes sense to put into perspective your grief and how your religion outlines the process of grief,
right,
and analyzing your own response to it, and that is okay to have those sad feelings, like you said. That is normal.
It's not normal to be disabled by it, huh?
Right. So
you just freaked me out right now, because I never thought about it like that, and it's been such a critical. It's
how would it, you mentioned that you're worried about how people looked at you if you were to commit suicide. Like how would it look like to accept death in your religion?
How would it look behaviorally? How would
people view you if you just accepted it and didn't mourn as much as you were saying that you should?
I would say something that would kind of make me super critical to say that, but I would much rather God to look at me as doing what I should do than my community. But after all, it has been 6 months since my husband died, and in reality, when you feel sorry for yourself for so long, you make people want to get away from you, because it's just, I can just imagine how they feel being next to me when I always cry and always mourn for myself. But when somebody I'm sorry, I didn't answer your question.
No.
When somebody accepted it, it's the way it looks. It's on the certain days, it's okay to be sad and miss this person, but life goes on. Life goes on beyond the death, and as I said, once a year you go to the cemetery and you respect the person, and it's okay to think about it, and it's okay to miss this person, but life must go on. I mean, that's...
You realize it is, you know, it's part of the process of life.
Yeah, it's a process. You must accept it's a process of life, and it's God's will.
Right.
It's yeah.
Right. So I mean that should make you feel better about, you know, worrying about how people view you if you do get better. If you do start to go to the grief groups and start to recover, it should give you some comfort to know that that's normal. Like if you were to see, say your neighbor lost her husband, and she...
It actually happened.
Really?
A few months ago.
And how did she respond?
Amazing. I think that, I mean, amazing, you know,
as well as it could be.
As well as it could be, obviously. The first one was very hard for her, but the one difference, her husband was he had cancer. So we all kind of expected it to happen, but she was with, she felt ease with it, because it was better off for him to die than suffer.
He was
all this hatred, and yeah. And the first 2 months she was very sad, but I actually saw her in the grieving group.
You did?
Yeah, I forgot to tell you.
Did you think bad thoughts about her for going to those groups, or for...
No, I was very proud of her.
That's good.
I actually, when I saw her, I gave her a big hug, and she actually was very happy to see me there. And I was very proud of her, because, you know, as I said, life goes on. It's weird. I'm thinking about that, and I'm thinking about myself, and I'm acting so different than what my ideal way should be. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I understand. And like, I'm sure she's
easier than
proud to
said
see
than
you
done.
there. Yeah.
She was very happy to see me there, and I was surprised. And the first thing that went to my mind when I saw her, I just wanted to run away. And I was like, I don't want her to see me here, but she got me right at the door, and she was very happy. And at first I said, I remember thinking to myself, wow, she must think that I'm so selfish being here. And she said, the first thing she told me is like, I'm happy to see you're ready to pick yourself up together.
Right.
Was she being honest right now, or is that... But throughout this whole hour that we were there, she was very much supporting, and she held my hand, and when it was my turn to introduce myself, she was very helpful. And yeah, no, I don't think anything negative about her moving on, and I very much support her, but
it sounds like she very much supports you.
At times it's different when it's me, because if that would be the opposite and I would die before my husband, I would actually be mad if he wouldn't move on.
Right.
But when it's about me, it's kind of hard to put it into action.
Yeah. Well, that's the whole thing with grief. It makes it hard to move on. But if you know that he would feel that way about you, you know, if you passed on, you know, you know what he would think.
It's crazy. It just turned all my world upside down. I was, you know, I present myself as a religious person,
and you can see the...
And then, and right there is such a discrepancy between what I believe to what I do, and it's kind of scary to have all those ideals and beliefs and things you guide your life, and then when it comes to reality, you don't apply it. It's kind of scary, actually. So why do we have all those if we're not able to apply it in life?
Definitely. If religion is something that you use to guide your actions and your behaviors, you know, it would only make sense that even in times of, you know, tragedy and sorrow, that you would still apply those same, you know, factors and religious things to help you through it, to help you get to a better place, because, you know, your husband would want that.
So am I crazy if I'm not doing that?
No, I would not use that word at all. I think you're starting to realize the difference between the thoughts that you were having about, you know, what are people going to think about me, that I'm moving on too fast, I didn't love my husband, and, you know, that you can never be happy. I think you're starting to realize that those don't really have as much power as what you actually believe in and what you think you should do. And if you, as you can tell, like through the grief group, you felt glad to be there, you felt fully supported, you felt normalized, you know, and obviously by your demeanor, you seem like it actually had a good impact on you.
It did.
Mm-hmm.
It did.
And so when you say that, you know, in the previous sessions that you don't think you could ever be happy again, or that you don't have a purpose, and that kind of stuff, you just proved that you can be happy again. That, you know, you came in here with a smile and, you know.
Yeah, I was happy.
Mm-hmm.
But is that okay to... Here I start again.
You question whether it's okay, but...
It must be okay, but that's what God asked us to do. To accept reality, accept His decisions. Mm-hmm. And there is a saying, God gave, God took, and we should bless Him for doing so, because, you know, it sounds crazy, but in a way, each one of us are here on a mission to make ourselves better people. And I'll always miss my husband, but maybe it's time to really focus on how I should get better.
And what your mission could be.
Exactly.
You know, this could be a catalyst to something great for you.
I don't think you can ever know what's your mission here.
Right.
But well, the one thing you should try is to be a better person.
Because if you shut down, you really can't explore.
You're right. You're right. Wow, I didn't see it come. I mean, yeah. Mm-hmm. It was a double standard right here. Mm-hmm. And I hope that we will be able to kind of sort things out and help me kind of understand what is it to be better and how I should apply my belief system and values to my everyday.
It's nice to take the thoughts that are in your head and apply it to reality and see if they actually match up. And everyone has, you know, irrational thoughts or, you know, worries and anxiety and stuff, but it's when you actually apply it to reality and you see the difference in behavior versus thought, you know, can use that to kind of make more sense of things.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. I can see it. You're right. Again, I'm kind of surprised to see. I didn't see it. I totally. It was, as I said 2 minutes ago, it was just living a double standard life, like believing in one thing and acting so different.
So do you think you'll continue going to the groups?
Definitely so, definitely, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I will. And I also heard from my friend that you can go to talk to the rabbi about it, since he's the supporting figure in our religion. And maybe through your help and his help, I can maybe match my two worlds that I live in and kind of clash it to one. I didn't think about it like that, but that could be awesome. I also thought that when I'll get better, I want to be a leader in the support group.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I feel that after you've gone through such experience with, hopefully when I when I finish my process of exploring myself within everything that happens, you know, everything that is going around right now, like the death of my husband and getting back to truck and all those stuff, it could be helpful information to other people who will go through this experience.
Right. Exactly. Anyone who's struggling through that thing, you can share your experience, like you heard the other people share their experiences, and you can, maybe someone can identify with you in your situation.
Yeah.
I think that's incredible. I think that's a very good idea. I also think the rabbis are excellent support for you, especially because he's such a major role in your religion that like he can, I'm sure he's dealt with many people who've gone through this.
Yes, I'm sure. Yeah.
So I think that's wonderful that you're gonna try and pursue that. I also want to talk about your grandkids and your children. And have you spent any more time with them since our last session?
No, I'll tell you what. I have very much mixed emotions when it comes to them, because when I know they're supposed to come and I get very sad.
Why?
Because I know they'll make me happy just for an hour or two, and then my loneliness will be there again. So I sometimes I'd rather just stay lonely than have this amazing feeling for such a short time. So it's kind of, I'm sad that I'm going to be happy and then sad again. You know what I mean? It sounds...
It's interesting that you say that, because you were so excited about the grief group because it started to make you feel normal and you experienced this happiness. Yet when your children come over, or your grandchildren, you feel sad that you're happy.
I feel that I feel happy for such a short time.
Right. You'd like to feel it for longer periods of time.
Yes. My daughter actually asked me if I wanted to move closer to them, or if I want them to build me a whole floor in their house.
That'd be nice.
It's good, but it means that I need to leave the house my husband built, you know.
Right.
So I was actually thinking if it will be a good idea to build them another floor in my house. What do you think?
I think that's a great suggestion. You know, throw it out there, see what they think, because it's just another element of support for you. And if they're willing to do that, if they're willing to be there with you.
She needs my help. My daughter is actually pregnant again.
And that's awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. And she will need help with the grandchildren right now. And
that'll give you another purpose, maybe a
Isn't
key to a mission.
Huh? Isn't it egocentric kind of in a way?
Absolutely not. You're actually being very selfless by helping your daughter raise her child.
Those are my children.
They're your children and your grandchildren. Like,
yeah.
I think that's actually very selfless that you're willing to, you know, do
my
that.
husband would be so thrilled if he would be able to see that. He really wanted my daughter to move next to us. She was his favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely. She was Dad's girl.
Hopefully the other siblings don't know that.
They do, but they are mommy's boy.
Right, okay. I think that's a great idea to toss around, see what they think. I'm sure she'd love the help, and you can have that happiness prolong longer. You don't have to worry about the loneliness coming back, even though, you know, it is normal to feel that way in regards to, you know.
What if she would say no?
Then there are other options. You said that she wants to be around you more, right? So I'm sure she'll come up with another idea of, you know, a way to move closer or be more involved in your life, you know, like you want.
I don't want her to feel committed, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't think she feels pressure. I think it'd be something, I think it's from what you said, it sounds genuine. You know, like she wants to do this for you. I don't think it's out of pity or anything like that. Do you think that as well? Do you,
I agree, yes,
yeah.
I definitely agree with you. It feels, I don't know, it feels weird that just seeing you for about 4 weeks now kind of helped me see things differently, especially today. And I'm sure next week will be, I want to say, full of good news for you.
Well, I hope
Or
it's
for
full of
myself.
good news for yourself. Exactly.
Yeah.
We do have to wrap up. I'd like to hear more about, you know, your second time at a grief group, like with your friend, and
I actually started to write a journal about it, so I might could bring the next
yeah,
time.
I was gonna ask you, would you mind bringing and sharing? your
No,
thoughts on
definitely,
this?
I will do so.
Awesome. I think that's great, and we'll go through it together, and you know, we can discuss whatever feelings you have written down, and so yeah, I just like you to report back on what your second session's like. If you felt more comfortable, or if you started to revert back, you know, to
I will. We'll do so. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you. I look forward to seeing you next, and
Me too.
hopefully I see more smiles like this.
Yeah,
It's good to see
hopefully.
that
Thank you.
you're you know, working on things for yourself.
Thank you so much for your help. I'll see you next week, okay?
Yeah. See you.